and get on the fucking ground!
An old blue Mustang is seen flying through the air as a young boy named Nick launches at it at high speed through a neighborhood in Michigan. Nick works for Vito's Pizza, which has a strict 30-minute or less delivery policy. But this time, Nick makes it to his destination in 34 minutes, which is 2 towns away from Vito's Pizza. As he gets there, 2 teenagers answer the door, proud of themselves for fooling the system and getting another free pizza. So Nick decides to scam the scammers by telling them that he can get them beers if they give him the money. The kids have no idea what they're doing, but think it would be cool to have beers. And in this way, Nick gets his money. From there, Nick heads home and is dejected with his life, where he drinks beer on his porch. Meanwhile, his friend Chet is sitting in a parked car outside with his girlfriend. When he walks over, Nick invites him to watch the Lethal Weapon series he rented, but Chet rejects his offer by claiming he's tired and has to work tomorrow. The next day, we meet Dwayne and his dimwit sidekick named Travis, who are target shooting watermelons in an old scrapyard. The two use crossbows, detonators, and other weapons to blow up the watermelons and pass their time. As the two of them are fooling around, Dwayne's father, aka the Major, walks in and starts berating him and his friend for acting so stupid. The Major is a retired United States Marine with little tolerance for his son's antics. As a result, Dwayne gets upset and asks Travis to go. As they leave, he's revealed that the Major's house is filled with all sorts of high-tech gadgets, along with a driveway full of expensive trucks. Meanwhile, Nick appears to be on another Vito's Pizza run, but instead he's heading to visit Kate, who works at some sort of event planning company. Kate is Chet's twin sister, and Nick has harbored a romantic interest in her for some time. While they're talking and enjoying the pizza, Kate tells Nick that she's been offered a job at a hotel in Atlanta. Across the town in a strip club, Dwayne buys a lap dance from a stripper named Juicy. He reveals that the Major won a $10 million lottery prize in 1998, which funds his opulent lifestyle for him. Dwayne is often jealous of his father's money and wants to get control of what's left of the lottery winnings. Hearing this, Juicy talks Dwayne into hiring an assassin she knows from Detroit, who will kill his father so Dwayne can inherit his money. 30 Minutes or Less is a movie about Nick, a pizza delivery guy who lives a fairly ordinary life until he crosses paths with 2 aspiring criminal masterminds. They end up kidnapping him, strapping a bomb on his chest, and forcing him to rob a bank for them. Crazy story, right? Grab a snack, cause there's more. Keep watching to see how the story unfolds. Now, back to the video. At Chet's apartment, Nick tells his friend that he doesn't want Kate to move to Atlanta. Chet tells Nick to leave his sister alone since she's a rational adult pursuing her career. The two then engage in a pissing contest, trying to one-up each other by revealing bad things they did to each other. In the heat of the moment, Nick reveals that he had sex with his twin sister Kate after prom. Chet is horrified to learn this, and the two wrestle around on the floor. In the end, Chet tells him to get out of his apartment, upset with him for deflowering his twin sister. Back at the Major's mansion, Dwayne and Travis are seen cleaning the pool for $10 an hour. Dwayne tells Travis of the plan to hire an assassin to kill his father. It'll cost $100,000 to hire the assassin, something Travis is very quick to agree to. They then start plotting ways to get the money for the assassin. Dwayne entertains the fantasy of using hypnotism to force a man to rob a bank for them, but Travis reminds Dwayne how good he is at manufacturing explosives. So the two decide to find someone, strap a bomb on him, and force him to rob a bank if he wants to live. While they're trying to decide what sort of guy they would lure into this trap, they see a commercial for Vito's Pizza. Just then, Dwayne decides to use a pizza delivery guy as his victim. Nick was supposed to be off work, but Vito makes him take one last pizza run. He eventually makes it to the scrapyard 15 minutes late, but he's worried that he'll have to pay for another late order. When he knocks on a derelict trailer to deliver the pie, Dwayne answers in a creepy gorilla mask. Nick gets nervous and tries backing away, but Travis knocks him over the head until he passes out. When he comes to his senses, it's daylight and they've strapped a bomb to his chest. Also, there's a lock on the front with a 6-digit combination, which will be provided once Nick delivers Dwayne the $100,000. Next, Dwayne tells him that he has 10 hours until the bomb explodes, so he better move quickly. To demonstrate the bomb, Dwayne detonates a similar vest that is rigged to a teddy bear. Nick is told that they will be watching him, and if he goes to the police, they will make him explode like the bear. Scared out of his mind, Nick speeds out of the scrapyard doing whatever they say. From there, he heads to the school, where Chet works and interrupts his teaching. Outside in the hallway, he shows Chet the bomb and begs for his help. Chet agrees to help Nick, but only if he leaves his twin sister alone. When Nick agrees to the deal, the two leave the school to figure out a way to defuse the bomb from his body. Meanwhile, Juicy the stripper meets with her assassin from Detroit, who's a Mexican man named Chango. When Juicy tells him that arrangements have been made to get him his $100,000, Chango agrees to kill the Major. Back at Chet's apartment, he looks up ways to disarm the bomb on Wikipedia, but with little luck. The two try thinking about anything they've ever seen on film that could help them either disarm the bomb or rob a bank to get the $100,000. With no ideas striking their minds, they eventually decide to rob the bank. Nick tells Chet they should hit the bank that's near the Olive Garden in a shopping center. Then, to prepare for the robbery, they proceed to a Family Dollar store to get bank robbing supplies. Meanwhile, Dwayne and Travis are watching them and keep talking about his tanning salon or brothel idea. After they leave the store, Chet spray paints the toy guns black so they look more authentic. They then decide to steal the red Datsun owned by Chet's parents' neighbors, the Fishers. Nick and Chet quickly drive over to the Fishers' house, where they are seen looking for the keys to the car. But while they're at it, Mr. Fisher walks in on them. Wearing their masks and pointing their fake guns, the boys tell them that if he does not cooperate, they will come after his son and kill him. Then they rob him of his keys and steal the car, with Chet politely saying thanks. On the way, Chet is worried that he was recognized because there are only 4 Indian families in Grand Rapids. But ignoring him, Nick claims he wants to make a quick stop and quit his pizza delivery job before they rob the bank. He gets his way, and they drive to Vito's Pizza where Nick slips inside, quits his job, and then races out the back door. While Dwayne and Travis are watching him, they get suspicious of Nick, so Travis decides to follow him. However, Nick actually runs down the street where Kate works. He takes Kate onto the roof of her building and confesses his feelings for her before rushing away to the car. Nick doesn't realize this, but Travis was following him the entire time. Soon, Travis reports back to Dwayne on his cell phone, saying Nick came to visit Kate. Once everything is said and done, the duo then speeds to the bank. For some reason, they decide to pretend to be Hispanic criminals when they burst into the bank to rob it. They plan that Nick will be Cruz and Chet will be Luis when they are inside the bank. When they eventually burst inside the bank, Nick and Chet get them all onto the floor. Nick also orders a security guard to throw away his gun, but the gun accidentally goes off and shoots a man in the leg. Meanwhile, Chet orders a bank employee to get $100,000 into a bag. She goes into the vault to get the money and slips a blue dye back into the money, per bank policy. Finally, they get the 2 bags full of money. But Nick feels bad for the guy who got shot and decides to peel off some money and give it to the man. Unfortunately, when he does so, the blue dye explodes in the man's face. As a result, Nick and Chet tell her to get a new pack of money, but with no blue dye in it. Nick gives her a plastic trash bag, but what they don't realize is that the blue dye packs are in all the money. Soon, the bank's alarm goes off and they flee from there, but are stopped outside by a cop who pulls a gun on them. Just then, Nick opens his coat to reveal the bomb strapped on him. The cop takes one look at the bomb and runs away crying. Now, they have a small chance to flee. The two escape in the Datsun and engage in a high-speed police chase. In this highly stressful moment, Nick uses his pizza delivery driving skills to evade the cop cars. He also manages to get some cop cars totaled at intersections when Nick guns them through red lights. Unfortunately, a police car manages to smash their car at an intersection. From there, they somehow manage to escape the scene of the crash on foot. And now, with Chet wounded by car shrapnel, the two calmly walk onto a bus to get away. After a while, Dwayne and Travis arrive at the scene and join passers-by who are videotaping the wreckage. Next, we see the duo walking down a suburban street to reclaim Nick's Mustang. Then, Nick calls Dwayne and arranges a pickup of the money. After receiving the confirmation, Dwayne contacts Juicy and tells her to meet Nick at an abandoned bridge somewhere. Amidst their conversation, Travis realizes that Dwayne wants to kill Nick by detonating the bomb after they've got the money. However, Travis believed that Nick would go free once this was all over. Moments later, Nick is seen waiting at the bridge when Chango and Juicy show up. He gives Chango the money and asks for the code to deactivate the bomb, but Chango doesn't have it since Dwayne had no intention of deactivating the bomb. After a brief argument, a fight ensues, with Chet joining in to smack Chango upside the head. Somehow, the two manage to gain the upper hand as Nick and Chet flee with the money. Furious at Nick, Dwayne decides to kill him and pushes the trigger on his phone. But nothing happens. At that moment, Travis reveals that when Dwayne got up to use the bathroom, he disabled the bomb by switching the cell phone numbers. So if Dwayne tries to deactivate the bomb, he will call the wrong number and nothing will happen. Soon after that, Dwayne gets a call from an angry Chango who threatens to assassinate him since he does not have the 100 grand. Dwayne is terrified that the assassin is now coming after him. To avoid this, Travis tells Dwayne about Kate and how she is a way to get the money back from Nick without killing anyone. Realizing that this is the only option, Dwayne tells Travis to rush to kidnap Kate while avoiding Chango along the way. Next, the Major is seen in his mansion watching the Real Housewives show when Chango breaks in to assassinate Dwayne. The Major realizes this and picks up a pen gun while moving stealthily through his house. Suddenly, Chango appears from behind him and points a gun, telling him he's just looking for Dwayne. However, the Major doesn't reveal anything and says he was not surprised that Dwayne had tried to assassinate him. Moments later, Chango tries to get on top of him and shoot him in the stomach, but instead, the Major shoots him using the pen gun before Chango could make a move. The wounded assassin then heads to the bathroom to pour alcohol over his wound. Once done, Chango starts searching the house for clues as to where Dwayne may be. He ends up finding a crudely drawn map of the scrapyard that Dwayne and Travis use for their antics. On the other hand, Dwayne calls Nick and tells him that they kidnapped Kate and orders him to go to the scrapyard immediately. Chet gets furious after realizing that his sister is now involved in this mess. Without wasting any more seconds, Nick and Chet speed there to deliver the money and rescue her with just 4 minutes and 9 seconds remaining before the bomb explodes. Nick produces the cash and Dwayne gives him the code 696969. They also manage to free Kate as Nick hands over the money. Then Dwayne tells them to leave the scrapyard, but Nick thinks Dwayne will shoot them in the back if they step into the car. So he claims he has a sniper hidden somewhere who will shoot Dwayne and Travis. At first they don't believe him, but a red dot soon appears on Dwayne's forehead. However, it's revealed that the sniper is actually Chet using the laser pointer that Nick bought him when he was a teacher. Chet moves the laser pointer lower so that it appears that the sniper is going to shoot Dwayne in the chest. Dwayne immediately throws his gun, but just as Nick and Kate are about to leave, Chango arrives and punches Nick in the face. Immediately after, Chango turns his attention to Dwayne and gets ready to fire his gun at him. As a result, Travis fires up a flamethrower and scorches Chango, burning him to a crisp. Chango gets one last shot off and manages to puncture the tank on Travis's back, making the flamethrower explode. Amidst the chaos, Chet grabs Kate as Nick ducks away to grab the money. He then places the bomb vest into Dwayne's car after resetting the timer to explode. In the aftermath, Chango dies while Travis lives. Then, Dwayne gets into the car to chase down Nick, Chet, and Kate and get the $100,000 back. Since Nick knows the bomb is about to explode, he maneuvers his Mustang to avoid the blast. Dwayne's car catches fire and flips off the road. After that, the three start thinking about what they could do with all that money. In the end, when Chet starts flipping through the stacks of bills, the blue dye explodes in their faces and all over the car. Their story might end right here, but ours won't. Click here to watch another recap like this.